Assalamu alaikum. Have a good day. Welcome to Financial Management e-Learning. Today we'll discuss IT governance, CA professional level based on the new syllabus. Which process ensure the application do not have vulnerabilities that can be exploited by attacks. Process is secure coding practices. Secure coding practices are a set of guidelines and techniques that developers can use to protect their application from security risks and vulnerabilities. Your answer is A. What is the primary role of identity and access management system? The primary role of identity and access management systems is to manage and control user access to information system. Answer B. So, identity and access management is for the making secure that only the right people can access an organization's data and resource. Answer B. ABC PLC discovers that the privacy policies do not address third-party vendor risk. What would it implement to address this gap? Vendor risk assessment protocol and SLA, service level agreement. If you implement vendor risk assessment protocols and service level agreements, then identified the gaps. So vendors risk assessment, what is the risk, what is the control, and what type of control looking here can be used. What type of control can be used as mentioning here. So your third-party risk is a risk brought to an organization by external parties in an ecosystem or supply chain. What is the most effective way to evaluate whether an organization security standards comply with external requirement? Most effective ways is compare policies to frameworks such as NIST and ISO standards. So here is the difference between NIST and ISO. The answer is D. The most effective way to evaluate an organization's security standards comply to external requirement if we compare the policies or frameworks such as NIST and ISO standards. Answer B. When assessing privacy procedure, which element ensure alignment with industry standards, or which element is the mapping data flows to identify exposure points? Answer B. During an audit, it is discovered that an organization data retention policy conflicts with the local data protection laws. Audit findings that data protection policies of the organization conflicts with the local data protection laws. So what have to do? The best course of action would be reduce the data retention period to meet the law. Reduce the data retention period to meet the law or comply the law. Answer A. What is the key benefit of aligning an organization's security policies with control objectives for information and related technologies is to ensure alignment of IT goals and business objectives? Answer B. Control objectives for information and related technologies. It was created by the Information System Audit and Control Association. We know it, the ICAB, and it is used for organizations across industries to ensure the quality control and reliability of their information systems. So cover key benefit for alignment and organization security policies. It's enhance alignment of IT goals and business objectives. We know the remote security best practice for the employees and differentiate and software update regularly, secure video meeting, wash out the email pushing, create a strong password, use caution with wireless network, keep your work separate. Which the following elements is critical for the completeness of an organization information security policy? So here, guidelines for remote work security is the critical for the completeness of an organization information security policy. Answer C. Now here we know the edges. It's mean the society general surveillance. So this is a global organization is aligning its security standards with ISO 27001. What should be the best fastest step for alignment process? Best steps is conducting a risk assessment. Then have to start the work. Conducting a risk assessment. Answer D. One of the encryption is a form of data security in which information is converted to plain text. Based on that, which encryption technique used two distinct keys for encryption and decryption? We know it is the asymmetric encryption. Answer A. So we are using two keys. The main purpose of digital certificate in public encryption is to verify the authenticity of the public key. Answer B. The primary weakness of using a one-time pad encryption system is key management is complex and impartial. Answer C. Your factory of each physical security report highlight that video surveillance cameras have been offline for several weeks. So is the situation. In this case, what is the most appropriate response? The most appropriate response should be scheduling immediate repairs and implementing continuous monitoring. Answer D. Which environment control is specifically designed to mitigate the impact of a water damage in a data center? It is the raising, flooring, and a water sensor. By this, can mitigate the impact of water damage in a data center. Answer B. Your office's server room use a proximity card access system, but tailgating incident have been reported. Which additional control would best address of this issue? So here, biometric access requirement is the additional control that the best address this issue. Answer C. Regular maintenance report indicate that access control system often fail during power surge. Then what controls should be implemented to mitigate this? That control would be using surge protectors and UPS system. Answer D. Thus, the monitoring technique is most effective in identifying unauthorized access to a secured facility. Here, referred-based access tracking, the monitoring techniques is most effective in identifying unauthorized access to a secured facility. Answer A. The following is not a key component of physical secure control. So here, biometric access control is a component. Surveillance camera also the component. Fire supervision system is the control, is the component. So here, data encryption protocol is not for the physical security control. Answer B. Now the learning object 5, information system audit, 25% marks. Here we have 38 questions. If we do so, we are reviewing 150 questions. The primary purpose of using risk-based audit strategy in information system audit is to ensure resources are focused on high risk area. Answer D. The primary purpose of using risk-based audit strategy is information system auditing is to ensure resources are focused on high risk area. Answer D. The first step in developing risk-based information system audit strategy is to identifying the organization, critical asset, and process. Answer A. The auditor identifies the organization lack of documentation, lack of documented risk assessment process during IS audit. This is the situation. And what is the auditor's next step? The auditor's next step should be recommended implementing a risk assessment process. Answer B. Recommended implementing a risk assessment process is the next steps. How would this be characterized in the following scenario? An auditor discovered that a key database storing sensitive customers' information is not encrypted. So it's high risk as it directly affected confidentiality. Answer C. Identify the organizational critical asset and process is the task in developing the risk-based IS audit strategy. This is the first step. So your first step is identify the organizational critical asset and process. We have seen this is here. This one. It is the same. The answer is different. The key output of information system audit risk assessment process is audit plan. Answer C. XYZ PLC with a high reliance on third-party vendors has not conducted vendor risk assessment. What should IS auditor recommended? Then IS auditor recommended the conduct an immediate third-party risk assessment. Answer A. What is the major benefit of aligning IS audit strategy with the organization overall risk management framework? It helps in addressing a strategic, operational, and compliance risks. Comprehensive. Answer D is the major benefit. Answer D. PLC's IS auditor noticed that key control are manual and prone to errors and prone to error. What is the most effective recommendation? So effective recommendation is automate key control where possible. So automate key control where possible. It would be the recommendation. That would be the effective recommendation. PLC implements a new enterprise resource planning system. That means when company implements a new ERP system, what should an IS auditor prioritize in their audit strategy? So in their strategy prioritize evaluating pre-implementation testing and post-implementation control. Answer D. Evaluating pre-implementation testing and post-implementation control. The fastest step in planning an IS audit to assess protection and control of information system is identifying the organizational IT asset. This is the fastest step for planning IS audit. We know the information asset is all of the information assets. What should the information system audit plan prioritize when an entity is undergoing a significant migration to cloud-based platform? The review of cloud provider SLS, that is service level agreement, and compliance certification and compliance certificates. So answer C. We know there are several level of agreement can be happen. Security awareness SLA, negotiable SLA, monitorable SLA, pricing based SLA, SLA in computing, and miscellaneous. So your answer is C. The primary focus of IS audit, which is when assessing control, is effectiveness and efficiency of control. So is the primary focus of an IS audit when assessing control. Answer C. It is found that incident response procedures are not documented during IS audit. What risks does this pose to the entity? This risk is inability to recover from data breach in a timely manner. Answer A. Incident response procedures are not documented. So risks does this pose to entity this inability to recover from data breaches in a timely manner. Answer A. What should the IS auditor recommend when an audit level is critical business system do not have proper backup process? So, in critical business system do not have a proper backup process. So, IS auditor should recommend implementing a business continuity plan immediately. Answers. For assessing system security, what types of audit evidence is most reliable? So here, most reliable audit evidence is review of system-generated audit log. Review of system-generated audit log, the most reliable audit evidence. For assessing system security, answer C. For ensuring IS value, for ensuring information system value to the organization, which of the following is a control objective? So control objective, minimizing downtime of critical system. Answer D. Minimizing downtime of critical system. Answer D. Information system audit standards. Primary purpose is to ensure consistency and quality in audit. Answer B. Discrepancy between an organization IT policy and IS audit standard. If an IS auditor finds, then what should the auditor do? Auditor document the discrepancy and assess its impact on audit objectives. When discrepancy between an organization's IT policy and information system audit standard, then the auditor should document the discrepancy and assess its impact on audit objectives. Answer C. If an IS auditor discovers significant control weakness during audit, then what action should be taken? It should be notify management immediately and suggest corrective action. So, notify management immediately and suggest corrective actions. For gathering audit evidence during an IS audit, the following are most appropriate. Network traffic analysis software is the most appropriate tools for gathering audit evidence during an information system audit. Answer B. Which of the following is an example of control weakness that an information system auditor might identify? So, information system auditor might identify the control weakness is lack of two-factor authentication for critical systems. So, lack of two-factor authentication for critical systems is the example of control weakness that an IS auditor might identify. Answer C. What is the primary objective of communicating audit results? To inform stakeholders and facilitate necessary improvement is the primary objective of communicating audit results. Answer D. The purpose of an audit exit meeting is to confirm audit findings and discuss recommendation with the stakeholders. Answer B. So the purpose of an audit exit meeting is to conduct audit findings and discuss recommendations with the stakeholders. So a most critical element of an audit report is clear and actionable recommendation is the most critical element of an audit report. Clear and actionable recommendations. Answer D. That ensure audit recommendation lead to actionable change is recommendations are aligned with organizational objectives. So her answer is B. So recommendation are aligned with organizational objective that ensure audit recommendation lead to actionable change. Answer B. The effectiveness of an audit report increased by highlighting key findings in an executive summary. So here answer is C, because the effectiveness of an audit report increased by highlighting key findings in an executive summary. Answer C. What is the role of follow-up meeting after the audit report is delivered? So, role of follow-up meetings after the audit report is delivered is to track the implementation of recommendations. Answer D. How should these be presented to stakeholders? So, in an audit report highlights non-compliance with a regulation. So, its compliance with audit report highlights non-compliance with a regulation that presented to stakeholders, highlighted as a critical findings and recommended corrective action. Answer C. What should the auditor do when stakeholders express resistance to a key recommendation during a meeting? Provide evidence to justify the recommendation and address their concern. Answer D. What is the auditor's next step when an organization fails to implement high-risk recommendation from the audit report? Escalate the issue to senior management or the audit committee of the organization. Answer C. What should be included in a follow-up audit plan? In a follow-up audit plan should be included the original audit objective and scope, timeline for reviewing its recommendation, corrective action. That is all of the above. Answer D. Which of the following best describe a key challenge in audit follow-up? So key challenge in audit follow-ups is ensuring management accountability for timely action. Ensuring management accountability for timely action. Answer B. You discovered that during a follow-up corrective action have only been partially implemented. What should you do? Then document the steps and set a new timeline for compliance. Answer B. Due to organizational changes, management claim a recommendation is no longer relevant. What should the auditor do? So here, review the organizational changes and reassess the recommendations relevance. This can be an auditor do. Review the organizational changes and reassess the recommendations relevance. Answer C. What is the auditor's role if a recommendation remains unaddressed after multiple follow-ups? Then issue a formal report to highlight the risks of inaction. Answer D. Which of the following best describe a timely manner for implementing audit recommendation as per the agreed timeline based on the risks level? Answer B. What is the auditor's next course of action when an IS auditor discovered that the backup policy of an organization is not being followed consistently? Then, SQL issue to senior management and recommended corrective action. Answer D. So this way, we have completed a model set of questions for IT governance. Here, 150 number of questions is the first set, and I will continue for the next set, that is set 2, set 3, set 4, etc. Till then, Allah Hafiz, take care, wish your best luck, stay with financial management e-learning.